Wow, what a great message done in a very creative, gory way. Um, the music reminded me of a game, video game at first. I felt like I was sort of in a video game in the beginning, and then kind of a gory, twisted video game as it went along. The animation to me was very original. I've never seen anything like that, where like the eyeballs would pop out and then more eyeballs would pop right back in, and then like a head would disappear into a bucket or something like that. I just thought it was very original, the animation, which to me, originality these days is kind of hard to come by. So great job with the animation and the colors and the music. Once I figured out the message at the end, that it was about drinking and driving, I went back and rewatched it because I wanted to be in that mind space, that head space. And to me, it felt more the second time about somebody having these demons of addiction where they needed the next drink or hit so bad they were out of control. So very well done. Thank you for that ride, as twisted and gory as it was. Great job, guys.
Well, this was an absolute trip. Really, just visually engaging all over the place, very dynamic. I kind of really dug the music style that went with it too. Couldn't quite put my finger on what it reminded me of, just the whole piece, but I definitely enjoyed it. Went back and watched it again. Really a good one.
This was very, very twisted. Very violent, very vibrant colored animation, really wacky, weird, cool animation. Um, and it's like 2.5 minutes long, only to find out that the whole point of it is it's a don't drink and drive kind of PSA. It's very twisted, very Monty Python, a lot of heads exploding, people's eyes gouged, and animals getting killed, and it was very strange. But it kept me engaged, and it was just an odd twist to see at the end that it was a don't drink and drive. So I'm not sure what they're after with this thing, but I liked it. Cheers.
I loved the animation style for this. I loved how much movement it had. I loved how it showed movement. I thought it was really, really, in that sense, really, really fun. And it was able to show like a level of gore that I don't think was very, like, it wasn't for like a shock value, which I think a lot of the time when you have, even animated, when you have blood or gore that's being shown, I think a lot of the time it is kind of inherently for a shock value. And this did it in a way that it wasn't, at least for me personally, it didn't feel like it was just purely going for the shock value. It felt like it was trying to serve, the story itself, and you have all these like different body parts that end up like morphing into different things, or stuff like that. So I thought it was really, really interesting. Like I said, I loved the way that the animation showed movement. I thought it was so fun, and that along with the sound in the background and the entire feel, the entire color palette and everything else, it kept it really fun and it kept it really light, which I thought, for what they were showing and what they were animating in the story itself, was a really good call, because then it didn't get too dark, it didn't get too like morose, and I thought it worked really well together.
Wow, this was really, really wild. And I genuinely found a lot of parts of this very, very amusing. I loved the animation, the style of it. It had this very 90s kind of Ren and Stimpy feel to it, which I loved that. And the music that they decided to use with it gave it this cool video game kind of feel that went with the animation. Really great job.
Wow. Visually disturbing, scary, really well done, very blunt. Loved that about it. Loved it. Loved that it was written in such a blunt way. And the director did a really great job. The animator did an excellent job of keeping to the feel of the storytelling. And then it had a really important message at the end. So it was very effective, in my opinion, as far as making sure that you kind of felt all these, all the violence and awful things that can happen, and then the anti drunk driving message was very important. So thank you for making this. Congratulations.
This has quite an important message to create some awareness on the topic they are approaching. It is an interesting choice of medium and characters. It is rough, quite gory, and it is contrasted with this type of whimsical, happy drawings, and then you come up with, extra levels of cruelty. And I think they get a point across, and it is effective in that sense. Just was a bit of contrast between what I possibly could expected with even the music. It's kind of whimsical, but it was great. I really enjoyed this awareness message.